I just have one thing to say. Hang on here.
All right.
Over the course of any political career, there are moments that capture the public's attention, sometimes for their levity rather than their gravity. As President Joe Biden launches his campaign for a second term, it's worth reflecting on some of the lighter moments that have dotted his time in office. From nodding off during speeches to the occasional trip and stumbling on stage, Biden's journey in the public eye has had its share of less scripted, more humanizing instances. While some may view these as missteps, others find a relatable charm in these candid snapshots of a leader navigating the complexities of his role. Let's take a lighthearted look back at some of the more shamelessly funny moments from the Biden presidency. In the aftermath of the tumultuous 2020 American presidential election, Joe Biden's triumph over Donald Trump ushered in a sense of relief akin to a deep exhale for many Americans. His victory speech resonated as a beacon of hope, offering a respite from the tempestuous political climate of the previous 4 years. In a historic moment, Biden took to the podium, gracefully acknowledging his wife, Jill, with poignant humility, stating, "I'm Jill's husband," a subtle yet powerful reversal of traditional gender roles.
Folks, as I said many times before, I'm Jill's husband. And I would not be here without her love and tireless support of Jill.
His address reverberated with gratitude towards the African-American community and a pledge to unite a deeply divided nation, transcending the boundaries of partisan politics. With unwavering resolve, Biden articulated his vision to lead as the president for all states, emphasizing a commitment to the unity of the United States above the partisan fray. During the same impactful speech, Joe Biden seized the moment to uplift his vice president, Kamala Harris, and express gratitude to the African-American community for their unwavering support throughout his campaign.
And especially for those moments when this campaign was at its lowest ebb, the African-American community stood up again for me. You've always had my back, and I'll have yours.
In a stirring declaration, Biden highlighted Harris's historic significance as the first woman, the first black woman, and the first woman of South Asian descent to hold the office of vice president in the United States. He celebrated her as a trailblazer and a symbol of progress, emphasizing that her election shattered barriers and exemplified the boundless possibilities within the nation.
And I'll have the honor of serving with the fantastic vice president who you just heard from, Kamala Harris, who makes history as the first woman, first black woman, the first woman from South Asian descent, the first daughter of an immigrant ever elected in this country.
With conviction, Biden proclaimed, "Don't tell me it's not possible in the United States. It's long overdue."
Don't tell me it's not possible in the United States. It's long overdue.
Additionally, Biden passionately acknowledged the steadfast support of the African-American community, emphasizing their pivotal role in sustaining his campaign during challenging times. With a resounding pound on the podium, he expressed deep appreciation for their resilience and unwavering commitment. Through his tribute to Kamala Harris and the African-American community, Biden underscored the importance of representation, diversity, and inclusivity in shaping the future of the nation. As the days unfolded post-victory, the tranquil aura surrounding Biden's speeches occasionally stumbled into moments of unexpected humor and verbal blunders, leaving listeners holding their breath in anticipation. Despite his moments of eloquence, Biden also provided comic relief with his unintentional slip-ups. One memorable incident saw Biden dubbing a reporter a son of a bitch.
More inflation. What a stupid son of a bitch.
A remark that prompted both gasps and giggles, showcasing the president's unfiltered authenticity. Another delightful mishap occurred when Biden attempted to pronounce the name of British Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rishi Sunak, but instead transformed him into Rashi Sunak.
Got news. Rashi Sunak is now the Prime Minister.
Eliciting laughter and a few puzzled expressions. And who could forget the time Biden took an unexpected detour into the realm of teenage dating during a speech, leaving audiences both amused and scratching their heads. Well, what an unpredictable nature of public speaking, even for the leader of the free world. Joe Biden may be a bit of a wild card, but amidst his unpredictable nature, there are moments of brilliance that shine through. One such unforgettable occasion was his memorable performance at the White House Correspondence dinner, where he displayed his sharp wit and penchant for delivering biting humor. During the event, Biden aimed at Fox News with a series of barbed attacks that left the audience in stitches. With a mischievous twinkle in his eye, Biden quipped, "This is the first time a president has attended this dinner in 6 years."
This is the first time the president attended this dinner in 6 years. It's understandable.
His remark landed like a well-aimed punchline, drawing laughter and applause from the audience. In one fell swoop, he managed to acknowledge the unusual circumstances, while also delivering a subtle critique of the previous administration's reluctance to participate in the event. Continuing in his trademark style, Biden seamlessly weaved humor into his speech, joking, "It's understandable, we had a horrible plague, and then 2 years of COVID."
It's understandable. We had a horrible plague, followed by 2 years of COVID.
The clever wordplay and self-deprecating humor struck a chord with attendees, highlighting Biden's ability to connect with an audience through the power of laughter. In that moment, Biden proved himself to be not just a politician, but a master of the art of wit and satire. His ability to navigate the delicate balance between levity and gravitas showcased his skill as a seasoned statesman who knows how to charm a crowd. At times, expecting the charismatic victory speech Biden, but receiving the slightly awkward Weird with Kids Biden can leave you wishing for a quick return to sender. Biden's well-documented fondness for children, often expressed with statements like, "I like kids better than people," can sometimes translate into uncomfortable moments.
I'm sorry to take so long, guys, but everyone knows I like kids better than people.
As seen in a 2019 speech alongside children. During the speech, Biden's attempt at humor as he put his arm around a small boy fell flat as he quipped, "By the way, he gave me permission to touch him."
I don't want you to have to stand all alone, but it's up to you. By the way, he gave me permission to touch him.
While the intention may have been to highlight consent, the discomfort on the boy's face was evident, making the joke more awkward than amusing. In theory, emphasizing consent is commendable, but the execution of the joke only served to underscore the discomfort of the child. In a moment that elicited both amusement and mild embarrassment, Joe Biden found himself at the center of attention during a campaign speech in Pennsylvania. Attempting to convey the common American struggle of trying your best but it's never enough, Biden unintentionally stumbled over his words, inadvertently substituting breast for best.
Everywhere I've been hearing all around the country, you're trying your best, but it never feels like enough.
The slip of the tongue sparked a flurry of ridicule and jest from observers, who couldn't help but chuckle at the unexpected twist in Biden's rhetoric. Even seasoned politicians like Biden are not immune to the occasional verbal blunder, and in this instance, it provided a brief moment of levity in the midst of a serious campaign speech. In January 2022, Joe Biden found himself caught in a PR nightmare during a press conference following a White House event. As reporters shouted questions, Fox News correspondent Peter Doocy's inquiry about inflation being a political liability struck a nerve with the president. Unaware that his microphone was still live, Biden's frustrated response was picked up loud and clear. "No, it's a great asset, more inflation. What a stupid son of a bitch."
That's a great asset. More inflation. What a stupid son of a bitch.
The unintended broadcast of his candid remark left his PR team undoubtedly cringing and scrambling to do damage control. Biden's slip-up underscored the perils of the hot mic, a reminder that even the most seasoned politicians can falter under the pressure of the public eye. The president's unfiltered reaction to a probing question revealed the raw frustrations of governance and the strain of navigating complex political issues, even for a leader of his stature. The incident also highlighted the tense relationship between the administration and certain media outlets, particularly Fox News, known for its critical coverage of Biden's policies. While the president's remark was undoubtedly ill-advised and garnered swift backlash, it also provided a glimpse into the unfiltered human moments that occur behind the polished facade of political discourse. In the aftermath of the hot mic incident, Biden's team likely worked tirelessly to mitigate the fallout and reaffirm the president's commitment to professionalism and decorum. During a campaign event aimed at engaging Asian and Hispanic voters in 2020, then presidential candidate Joe Biden stumbled over his words in a moment that left both audiences and his PR team cringing. In what can only be described as linguistic acrobatics gone wrong, Biden inadvertently proclaimed, "Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids."
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
The Freudian slip, while undoubtedly cringeworthy, provided a moment of unintended hilarity as it seemed to suggest an unintentional commentary on socioeconomic disparities. Realizing his blunder, Biden swiftly attempted to backtrack, clarifying that he meant to reference wealthy kids. However, the damage was done, and the awkwardness lingered in the air like a bad punchline at a comedy show. To compound the gaffe, Biden's attempt at damage control only seemed to dig the hole deeper as he awkwardly added, "black kids, Asian kids," inadvertently drawing attention to racial stereotypes in the process.
Wealthy kids, black kids, Asian kids. No, I really mean, but think how we think about it.
It was a classic case of foot-and-mouth syndrome, leaving both supporters and critics scratching their heads in bemusement. Amidst the backdrop of a global pandemic that exposed and exacerbated existing inequalities, Joe Biden delivered a rousing speech that resonated deeply with many Americans. With sincerity and empathy, Biden addressed the stark reality of how COVID-19 disproportionately affected certain demographics, emphasizing the need for a response that prioritized the most vulnerable communities. In his speech, Biden painted a vivid picture of the challenges faced by those who had been hit hardest by the pandemic: Black, Latino, Asian Americans, and Native Americans. By acknowledging the unique struggles of these communities, Biden demonstrated a keen awareness of the systemic inequalities that had long plagued American society. The contrast with the previous administration, characterized by suggestions of injecting bleach and consistent anti-immigration rhetoric, made Biden's message all the more powerful. In a time of uncertainty and fear, his words provided a beacon of hope, offering reassurance that under his leadership, marginalized communities would not be left behind.
100 days later, 70% of seniors in America over 65 are protected, fully protected.
By framing the public health and economic response to COVID-19 as an issue of prioritizing the needs of the most vulnerable, Biden struck a chord with millions of Americans who had felt overlooked and marginalized. His commitment to empathy and inclusivity stood in stark contrast to the divisive rhetoric of his predecessor, offering a vision of unity and solidarity in the face of adversity. From his candid remarks to his unexpected interactions with children, Biden's moments of levity offer a refreshing break from the seriousness of politics. Now it's your turn to weigh in. Which incident from our exploration of Biden's humorous escapades resonated with you the most? Share your favorite moment in the comments below. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. See you in the next one.